Leeway, Lunatics, Icemen, Marquee, and I remember seeing, not understanding Eddie Leeway, because he was wearing like a Yankees jersey and it was like thuggy, and that to me was like a guy from Queens who's into like a hybrid of everything from my neighborhood, and I didn't understand that really, you know. It was I took a lot from that actually, still, because I'm a weird hybrid of everything. So that was my, I don't remember, I believe it was Marquee. I remember that specific show. See, this is another one where I have to go with the obvious choice. One of the, because they're there. It's like you just have to take your pick at this point. You set the tone for the answers are there, and Minus to me was the one. There's a couple. Minus and Sob scared the shit out of me. Ratbone's great to watch because it's like, you know, you started the engine and he just goes. And it's like, okay, cool, he's gonna fucking hit me and it's annoying. So maybe even Sean Dixon was a dude that you just see this like people flying out of the way and he comes flying out of nowhere. Already at the speed that it's like a comet hitting the earth. So I'm gonna say Sean Dixon. I'm gonna say that the AF show with the Riot at the Palladium was one of those things where that I was like nervous but loved it. I remember like the train ride home was like, I was bugging out, man. It was so wild and crazy. I thought I was gonna get stomped out, but not really. And that was one of the moments that I'll go back and think about that and be like, that happened, I saw that, yeah. It was a wild show. Rafe is my #1 drummer, #1. I'll say Mackie, because we're going hardcore drummers, not opening a can of worms of drummers, because I'll sit on YouTube all day. I got to play with Mackie and Madball, and that's a band that he likes to keep everyone on their feet, but you're also filling in for Madball, and you should not be on your feet. You don't want that look for doing something out of character, and he keeps you there, and it was very interesting. Also Rig Ross was really interesting to play with, so I'll put them two as two guys that I got, because I've been playing with Rafe my whole life, so, and I like to think of it from people I've actually jammed with. And can I do a bonus fourth? Troy from 7 Seconds. I could watch him forever because he's like psycho. So early on, starting with Cream, let's say, everyone learned Sunshine of Your Love as the first song on bass. But getting into music for me was obviously more physical at first, and I wanted to be like these people. So Paul Stanley was a huge influence on me with his stage presence because he was wild. James Hetfield is another one, and Jerry Only, by the time I made it to the Misfits, Jerry Only was just aggressive, and I really loved the idea of a low-hanging instrument, and just bass to me was hard, and I liked that those other guys played guitar so aggressively. Actually, I can tell you a weird Vinnie thing that I still don't understand, but I talked with Gary about this from Kill Your Idols, Black Anvil. I was watching Hazen Street with him at the old knitting factory, and there's this glass like patio door, connecting the little area to the stage. We're watching Mackie and Hoya, and he was hammered, and he's hitting me, and he's like, "Look at them, they're like a fresh mozzarella." And I had no idea what he was talking about, but at the same time, I knew exactly what he was talking about. And I told Gary that, and he is same. He knew. It was like, yo, that doesn't make any sense, but that makes so much sense. And everything he says, as funny and as whatever it is, it always makes sense. Any old Bad Brains show at CB's, because that's footage that I could get into a rabbit hole every 6 months, like it's the first time. I see my history on YouTube, and I'm like, and I'm sucked in. Rafe always told me when he got Morbid Tales, they put side B on first, and they didn't know if Procreation, The Wicked, was supposed to be 45 or 33. And I love that story because he got to hear that for the first time when it came out. So I imagine I can't imagine what it would have been like seeing Bad Brains for the first time, not knowing. Maybe you heard about this band or whatever, and just seeing that happen in front of you, first time, not discovering it after the fact. Black Anvil 100%. We just put out an EP on STB Records, which is a friend of ours for 20 plus years through hardcore. Steve, who runs the label, is actually stage diving on the cover of a live Kill Your Idols record at CB. So we have a really rich history there, and considering we're not a hardcore band, it's very good to sort of, it just came full circle, and our friendship stood the test of time because of this. And we put something out that has extremely deep meaning, which is the whole point of Black Anvil, is to do stuff with meaning for us. And on top of that, we're working on a new record. So I don't have a message to the youth, because I sort of don't care. Yeah, this is a shitty place, and but I have friends with family, so I got to curb that one. I don't have a message for the youth. It's not dead, but the scene is different. The scene is different. It's, to me, I feel I've moved on from it in ways. Moved on might not be the right word, but I've taken a. There was a ceiling for me with that. You can only be so creative before people want to slap a label on you and, oh, you're not a hardcore band, or you do this wrong, or you put out that weird third experimental record and this and that. And you know, there's a current hardcore scene that's around that I see festival flyers and I'm like, I have no idea there's 40 bands. I maybe heard of 2 of them from friends, and then I see footage of it online and it's wild. And hardcore is I feel for younger kids to sort of get into, and maybe this is my message for the youth. Younger kids just come and sort of get into this and do it. And I don't know, look at how like Ian Mackay, his career went in the direction it did. And not that it's a stepping stone, not that I shun it, because bands have made careers out of this, AF, Madball, you know, like, and I have so much respect for those 2 just being from here, and then, you know, the everything else under the umbrella, but those are my 2 tops.